my talk at the table is award-winning writer and magazine editor Tina Brown, who has spent 3 decades chronicling the British monarchy. Her latest book, we got it right here, it's called The Palace Papers, Inside the House of Windsor, The Truth and the Turmoil, is an in-depth look at the past 25 years of Britain's royal family, going back to the final days of Princess Diana. Brown spoke to more than 120 people who've been closely involved with the senior royals and their household. Their information allows her to tell a fascinating and revealing story about the monarchy in the modern era, with a particular focus on its female members. Tina Brown is also a CBS News Royal contributor and is here with us. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Vlad.
It is so good to see you.
So good to be here.
I love all of your books about the royal family. I love when you come on and you talk about the royal family.
People love the royals in this country.
They really do.
We're fascinated.
This one is a humdinger. I mean, it's excellent. And you've written extensively about the relationship between Prince William and Prince Harry. And that has a lot of people buzzing, talking, tongues wagging. What have you learned about their relationship?
It's really been sort of unraveling since really a couple of years before Meghan came on the scene.
See, yes. That's what's interesting.
Yeah, she has been, I think, unfairly overblamed for it, actually, because it was starting to go sideways. When Harry came out of the army after 10 years, and suddenly, he was there. He was like this charismatic number 2. He wanted big assignments. He wanted to be out there on the public stage and realized, sort of for the first time seriously, that his brother, his path had diverged. He's now the future king. They're no longer Diana's boys. They're no longer the 2 boys who were peers and best friends and best buddies. Inevitably, William was on the path for kingship. Harry was the number 2. And sort of Harry didn't kind of get that memo. He didn't like it. He didn't like being marginalized. And they started to have a lot of disagreements about the fact that Harry was getting the better, less good assignments than William. That William always had, obviously, first dibs, on where he was going to travel.
But I never got the sense Harry wanted to be king either. So it's not like
he doesn't want to be king. He didn't want to be king, but he wanted to feel that his gifts, which were considerable, were being deployed in a more meaningful way than he felt that they were.
You have a chapter that I think is very aptly named Duke of Hazzard, and you're talking about Andrew. Your comedic touch, Tina, is throughout the book. It's very smart and
pretty
very cleverly written. Yeah,
family.
It is. Duke of Hazzard, because everyone says that he's his mom's favorite, and that he caused quite a lot of trouble for his mother.
Well, unfortunately, Andrew, for a long time, has been a coronated sleaze machine. He really has.
Wow.
That's
a quote.
Yes.
A terrible taste in people. He consorted with the worst people. He was always money-grubbing, feeling he didn't have enough money because, again, as the second son, he had, just the allowance and he wasn't allowed to make any, really,
And that's what they live on, the allowances.
Yeah, that's right. And so he was always sort of scrabbling, and he always ended up with the worst company and, of course, ended up, becoming a friend of Jeffrey Epstein, which was really his downfall.
The book focuses a lot on the women in the royal families, specifically Meghan, a lot, especially at the beginning. And it's really fascinating to me. You said she didn't really know what she was getting into, and you found that hard to believe.
Well, it was interesting to me that, she memorably told Oprah, I didn't do any research. And my question was, in her working life, all the people I spoke to in her acting life, and her, when she was a TV star, they all said she was so good at preparation, that she was somebody who always asked for director's notes, who boned up the night before, who was highly organized about her material. It's very odd to me that, for the biggest role of her life, namely becoming a member of the royal family and a royal duchess, that she says she did no research. I think had she done so, she might have had a few question marks about what this life was going to be. I really don't think she understood what it was like to be married to, in fact, the 6th in line to the throne.
Yeah, I think that interview that she did a long time ago where she said, I knew it would be hard, but I thought it would be fair. But that's a whole nother part of the story. But let's talk about the Queen, because you said most royal life is crushingly dull. Now, the Queen is about to celebrate 70 years on the throne, and Prince Charles will soon be King Charles. That's going to happen, right? Because there are some people that think, well, maybe it'll go to Prince William.
No, he's not going to let this slide off.
No, I would think not.
In the anteroom of his destiny for 50 years, he's not going to say, okay, William, you take it.
And in this country, we think, she's 90 plus, she just celebrated. We think, why wouldn't she just step down and give it to her son? And you said that's just not the way it works.
It's not going to happen. She believes that she's there, quote, all the days of my life, which was her vow at her coronation. Plus, she loves her job and
Yes,
she still likes
does.
it. She likes to be involved. And right now, of course, she keeps cancelling engagements, which is very hard and very upsetting to people because, everybody's looking with trepidation. How long can she last?
Her mother lasted 100 plus.
Yes, she did. And
Good
she
genes.
did. And she liked being the center of the action.
Yeah, very good genes. Tina, congratulations.
Thank you, Gayle.
The name of Tina's book is The Palace Papers. Do you mind if I hold it up to camera?
Do I mind?
The Palace Papers.
And look, it's in a graphic, too.
It goes on sale tomorrow wherever you like to buy your books.